first I'm going to go through roll call. Since everybody is present, having them raise their hand, or do they have to clarification? Do they have to say they're here?
Yes, they just say here, just go down the list.
Okay. Tatya?
Here.
Keith? Bertha? You're on mute probably. Bertha?
Here.
Okay. Me here. Byron? Avery?
Here.
Tori?
Here.
Crystal? Jakob?
Here.
Jim?
Here.
Patsy?
Here.
Trey?
Here.
Christopher? Gabriella? Well, hopefully they'll join us.
Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Byron. I'm joining by phone.
Okay. Hey, Byron. All right. So everyone received the agenda? I need a motion to approve the agenda if anybody has any changes.
Aye.
Right. Everybody
Excuse me.
in agreement, say yay for the agenda for November 12th?
Yay.
Yay.
Any
Yeah.
nays?
Okay.
Any nays? Part of, I have a clarification question. Can we use participants window for raised hands?
Not for, not for voting. You'll need to do it verbally.
But for if somebody wants to speak?
Oh, yes, you can use that function. That's fine.
Okay, we have meeting minutes that came out. Hope everybody's had an opportunity to review the meeting minutes. Any changes? I only have one. I think it was the 8th, then the 10th. The date on the meeting minutes.
Okay.
Anybody else have any changes or updates to the meeting minutes? Okay, I'd like a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
Motion to approve.
All those in favor of approving the meeting minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Byron by phone. Aye.
Any disapprove or unapprove? Okay. All right.
Aye.
Hey, Keith.
Hello.
All right, so meeting minutes.
Who moved approval of the minutes?
Oh yeah, you're secretary.
All
Sorry.
right. Who was this approval? I move the motion. Second.
Trey and nobody seconded, but they passed but they voted. We need to second it, don't I?
I second it.
Oh, okay.
Who made the motion?
Trey.
Okay, thanks.
Kathy
Sorry.
seconded.
Okay, do we have anybody for Public comment?
No, I didn't receive any emails regarding public comment.
Okay. So my report. So as I'm trying to figure this all out, and we all are trying to figure this out, sometimes I'm going to stumble and sometimes I'm not. And I hope that y'all will bear with me and please help me if I need correction or if I'm in the wrong spot. I don't mind. Please get off mute and let me know. Is this a point that I would add? Could I add items to new business? Clarification.
So I think we're at the report. You can talk about anything at that point, and then business and the new business at the end.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we're off on a new adventure. I'm looking forward to working with everyone. I haven't met some of you. I hope to reach out and just have a little conversation with you. When we start talking about your assignments for committees, I didn't sign up for one because I'm assigned to all of them. I'll try to make your committee meetings as much as I can. Sometimes it'll be, I'll just step in and hear, but I will be around. I'm around to talk to anytime. Just, send me an email and we'll set up some time. I just want you to know I'm really flexible. I want this to really work. I want us to get something done. I don't want to over promise of the things we're going to do because there's so many things we can do. So we really got to be focused and narrow down what we're going to do so that we get it accomplished and we overexceed our plan. So that's the way I would like to work. So we look like stars, right? So we're not going to have a long list of things because there's not that many of us. Everybody has other things in their lives. So I want to be really realistic of what we're going to be able to do. And then we're going to make sure that we get it accomplished. So I'm here to help. I'm here to at all times. So feel free to contact me anytime, not in the middle of the night, hopefully, but any other time. So I don't really have that much right now because we're fairly new and we just talked a couple of days ago. In our new business, we're going to talk about committee assignments. I know that Marquita put for everyone to sign up for committees. So we're going to talk about that. I'd like to add that to new business. I also like to add, we had between us starting again, we had a small project on Unified Raleigh. We came up with a Unified Raleigh as a project, and we're going to spend some time and talk about that and get that moving forward. And those are the two things that I'd like to do besides the work plan. All right. Any questions? All right. Staff? Report? Marquita?
I defer to Dr. Caesar.
Yeah, I don't have a report this evening.
Dr. Caesar, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying I don't have a report either. I was
Okay.
going to defer to you if you had some
Report.
updates.
Yeah, this meeting's not going to be that long today because we're all haven't had our conversations yet. Okay, so this next portion would be, we would talk about the committees. And so do we have a list of what the committees everybody signed up for?
Yes, we do. And thank you everyone who I've sent out the last little clarion call and everyone selected some committees. I'm just missing Miss Tati, but we'll go through the list and I'm going to send this out to everyone so you'll have your the committee, your name, and contact information, so you all can collaborate and come up with a schedule on when you want to meet outside of the HRC meeting. So for the Bylaws Committee, we have Gabriella, Christopher, and Patsy. For Community Relations and Celebrations Committee, we have Trey, Bierta, Byron, and Jim. Yes,
And me.
okay, perfect. So I'll add you to the list. And for Public Safety Committee, we have Keith, Christopher, Tori, Jakob, and Patsy. And for the Grants Committee, I'm excited about this. It's full. Gabriella, Keith, Tori, Crystal, Avery, and Jim for the grants. And for our nominated committee, you have Crystal and Avery. And for your communications committee, you have Trey and Tori. And then finally, for your diversity relations committee, you have Bierta, Byron, and Jakob.
Wow.
And Tati.
Wonderful.
Okay. And Tati. All right. Yes.
Wonderful. So I asked that,
Sorry, Marquita, can you repeat which one? Did you put me on the celebration one?
Yes.
Yes, you're on the celebrations and diversity.
Okay, good. Yeah, and a diversity, yeah. All right, so make sure. Those are the ones I know something about, the other ones not so much.
Nice.
so for, before our next meeting, your assignment is to have a meeting and decide on who's the chair of your committee. And with the focus areas, and we'll go through the focus areas. So somehow we're gonna take the focus areas in the committee, and I guess I'll send something out on that, looking at our focus areas. We need, when we discuss the focus areas. Because some of these focus areas, of course, are gonna touch different committees. So by the next meeting, please have a meeting and select a chair and talk about what your committee is going to work on for the remaining of this year, meaning the beginning of July. How would they, or is the Zoom available to the team, to the
Yes.
committees?
Yes. If you let me know, and then we can go ahead and we can get it scheduled. Yeah, we can support you in that way.
Okay, so send emails back and forth to your committees, decide on what's a good time to meet. And then let Marquita know. Please copy me on that because I'm going to try to come to as many as I can. And then I'll schedule it out later on. If that's going to be your meeting date, I'll put that on my calendar. Okay.
And Mary, excuse me, you have a raised hand, Gabriella.
Okay. Gabriella, thank you.
Hi, Mary. Question, because I'm an alternate, am I able to hold an office with any of the committees?
Clarification, staff?
Yes, as an alternate, you can serve on a committee, you can even lead a committee. The only restriction is that you may not vote.
Okay, thank you for that.
Anybody else have any questions on committees right now? So next month, we'll go through and each of the committees will have something to talk about. Also, I'll wait till new business. Okay. Anything else to talk about for committees? Any other questions, comments? Avery, you just touching your hair? Okay. All right. New business. So we received the focus areas. Is that, Marquita, is that what you have for A? Is that what we're discussing?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So we have this civil and human rights, equity and inclusion, celebration, cultural celebration, unity. So celebration, cultural celebration and unity will fit well into our cultural committee with communication. Let's see, equity. We had started a conversation about the equity and inclusion. And we got off the phone and I wasn't clear.
About what?
About what we're actually, because there was some, Dr. Caesar, there was some overlap into what the staff was working on.
Oh, yes. So we're in the process of doing equity training for boards and commissions, city council, also city leadership. And then we will be doing a variety of equity trainings within the community. So I think that was one of the ideas that was on the table. While you support and or endorse or even sponsor an equity training, just know that one of the folks we'll be working with or organizations is Shaw University. And we'll be doing some community conversations, which will include some equity training. And that's coming up relatively soon, early 2021.
Okay.
Sorry, somebody has some feedback on the background noise, or is it just me?
No, it's not there. I was going to mention.
Got it. Yeah, just got
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Sorry. So you were saying, Dr. Caesar, will we be involved in that? Or will just the committee be involved in that, or HRC as a whole would be involved in that?
Well, the training itself will be from the city. So if you all would like to sponsor a training or sponsor a special topic around equity, we could plan for that. And HRC could lead that effort in terms of planning. But I was just saying that as a city, that's already on the table in terms of doing community equity training.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, so we have a committee on, we have a committee on bylaws. That's like so important because our bylaws are old and there's so many changes that have happened just recently. Just the fact of having alternates, we did not have that before. Some of the things that, so I'm glad that a couple of people signed up for that. That's really important. So anything else on committee reports? Okay, new business then.
Sorry, on the committee report, is this the time where everyone kind of gives their little summary usually, right, Dr. Caesar?
Yes, yes.
Could we talk about the Unity video now, or is that a new business thing?
I put it into new business,
Okay.
but that's, yeah, we can talk about that now.
Well, there you go. Good segue.
We're on new business now, so let's talk about the Unity Raleigh project. So before we assigned officers and between everyone new coming on and having our first meeting, we were given the task of something to go out to the public about Raleigh right after the election. And it was a very short period of time to try to turn that around. And a group of us, small team, got together and did some work around it. And some of the things that we did some work, we planned it out, we started executing some things. And in that I don't know if we overstepped, I guess I want to say. we overstepped, and one, we weren't clear on all the ins and outs that we have to go through, because we are in this city bubble of, you know, how you do things. There is a communications team that we have to go through. Not meaning that our idea for Unified Raleigh goes away. It now turns into, I guess, a committee or a project that we will go forward on. Now that we have a communications committee, I think that the communications committee should meet with the communications team for Raleigh to discuss some of the parameters on how we do this. We received some guidelines, and Tori, you're on the communications team, right?
Right, that's right.
Right, and you have the information that we received back.
Right, I believe so.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I think as a group, we're going to talk about as a group, if we still want to go forward with this project. And as a group, if we do, then I would ask that, I think that the communications team should first have a meeting with the communications team that's been assigned to us to just make sure what the parameters are, how we do this, so that our vision is still being seen, you know, that our vision that we came up with doesn't get lost. So the rest of the team, we came up with, and I sent an email out on Unified Raleigh, and what our vision to do was to get 15-second videos on a couple of questions that I believe Gabrielle came up with. A couple of questions. Basically, when you hear Unified Raleigh, what do you think? And we were going to start asking the other boards and commissions in Raleigh to participate in this. It was for the boards and commissions to participate and city council to participate. And we wanted a short video. We know that with all those teams, it would be a little longer than we thought. And we in our minds considered using it in different aspects, having a longer version some places on social media, having a shorter version in others. But we could use the feedback. So that is the basic of the plan, is to, or the project is to go to now. The piece that came back to us was, and you know, maybe using people, not just boards and commission, but other residents of Raleigh, and asking that question, or a couple of questions, and getting responses back. So I had sent out an email to not to the boards and commissions, but their Marquita, I guess, their staff person, to each of the boards and commissions. And we did get some responses that they're very interested in this and participating. So we know that people are interested. City council is interested. So we have the interest to do it. Now we just have to follow some of the parameters to execute it. So I guess as I learn my new role here, I guess from that, I guess I'm doing a motion that we move forward with Unified Raleigh project, or a committee. I don't know if we call it a project or a committee. And so I'm making a motion for that. Is anyone going to second my motion, and then we can discuss it?
I'll second it.
Okay, up for discussion, questions, discussion?
What were the questions you were going to ask for the videos?
Oh, good question.
Well, we were mainly, the idea was, Patsy, the idea wasn't, we weren't so specific on the questions, but the idea was to get 15-second, like a little blurb from people, either on the street or on city council or in the city, like city workers, let's say, maybe like the DRA or, the Bill King, or so those people visit Raleigh to just kind of give us, hey, let's unify Raleigh, let's rebuild Raleigh, something of that nature. But Gabriella also suggested that we ask them like a specific question. I think it wasn't this question that was the kind of the loop, but we're open to any suggestions, but we wanted to see, the idea was to build this very spontaneous, very non-production Hollywood, just, a few people saying, let's stick together and be positive about it. And the length of the video would have been, like Mary said, one shorter version and a longer version, but include people on the street, our community as well, and go different places, specifically downtown, but go different places in Raleigh and do that. But apparently there's a whole kind of thing we need to go through, kind of like a, what did you call it? Protocol? Dr. Caesar, was it protocol? I called it red tape. You called, but anyway, so we'll stick with those, but that was it. We didn't really specifically ask a question.
Questions like, I think Gabrielle's on the phone, but
Yes.
when you hear
You can read them
Unified
off.
Raleigh, go on, Gabrielle.
Sure. So the questions were meant to provide a prompt to these, whoever we asked to be part of this video, so that folks weren't just saying like, hey, my name is Gabriella, I'm part of this commission, that they were actually creating content that we could splice into a larger video. And so the questions we asked was, what does Unify Raleigh mean to you? Or whatever tagline we chose. We did choose Unify Raleigh. Why is unity important? And how have you witnessed Raleigh residents unified despite their differences during the past year? This specific project, we were asked to create some type of project that would unify the city after the election. It's been a really chaotic year for folks, and it's been a very divisive year. And so we wanted to do some type of project to get people talking and unified, and just connecting with one another and recognizing the similarities that we all share. So those are the three questions, but that is by no means set in stone. We just really wanted to provide some prompts, and we're open to any feedback from any of the commissioners, anyone who wants to provide feedback.
Patsy,
Where will the videos be? Where will the videos be? Will they be on social media or on the government channel, or where will they be seen?
All of the ones, yeah.
That's something that when the communications, we'd have to see what the communications team.
Yeah, and we also talked about, having the video. For example, we can talk to business owners downtown that have videos, play the video, not all the time, but intermittently in between, games, and they have the ability to do that. So, and then I think City of Raleigh has a channel as well, right, Marquita?
Right. I was going to say RTN, social media, especially if it goes through our communications department,
Right.
assist with that, then we could put it on City of Raleigh platforms
Mhm.
to distribute and share.
Any other questions, Patsy?
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Mary, can I provide a little bit of just a comment?
Sure.
So when we got this project, it was Mary, Bertha, myself, and
Tori.
Okay. We were under the impression that we had to put something out in a very short time frame, and so we did not know that we had to go through all these different channels. And so we were ready for to recruit all these people, have folks record a 15-second video and send them all to Bertha. And I think it really speaks to the quality of the project and what we all proposed to council, that they want to make it into something bigger. And so I'm excited to really get more of the community involved, because that's the whole point of the project. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna hurt myself with your name, and I apologize.
It's no worries. Jakob, it's Jakob.
Jakob.
Yeah, you got it.
Jakob.
Yeah. My quick question. So just to make sure I got it right, Unify Raleigh is a video, right? Is it or is it an event? I'm kind of confused, or is it both?
It's a hashtag. There's not an event. We were thinking hashtag. Remember what Gabrielle just said. It's something we wanted to hit something quick, easy, not too labor intensive. So hashtag and getting just content from residents and then get it out there.
Okay, cool. Just like I guess some feedback if we do decide to go through this. I think it would be awesome if we could, also include the youth in this as well. Not only going as in for residents, but going for like teens or people around in the Raleigh area. You could reach out to Southeast Raleigh schools. You can reach out to many different areas. Just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, now that this is going to turn into, as Gabrielle just said, more than just something that we're rushing and we can do it and be more inclusive. Yes. Maybe that's a project that you'd like to help us work on. Any other questions, comments about this?
I think, Mary, the only comment I have is I think any project that any committees, Marquita, correct me if I'm wrong, but let's say, for example, we come up with an idea, we present it to HRC, to the members. We just came up with the idea. I think everyone has to approve it and like it. And
that's what I was going to do. Yeah.
So, I was just saying, we came up with the idea with Gabriella and Mary, and I think that was right. That's how we started. Mm-hmm. And then we'd love, everyone's opinion. So that's all I'm saying. It's not set in stone, as Gabriella said.
Right. Now that we have time, if others want to work on this project too, they're more than welcome. But I want to get a vote that we're going to do this as the HRC. So before I ask for a motion, we have any other discussion on this topic? All right, I'd like a motion.
So Mary, you already have the motion on the floor. So you can vote on the motion.
You made a motion. It was seconded.
You made the motion to move forward with the Unity Rock.
Thank you so much. That's why I need everyone's help. So everyone that is in agreement with us continuing the Unify Raleigh project?
Aye.
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 Any nays? Okay. Motion passes unanimously. Who's going to chair this? Berta?
Yeah, I can chair it, Mary.
Okay. All right, anyone that's interested in working on this, please send your email to Berta and she'll start a committee and you'll meet. I keep calling it a project. Do I call it a committee or?
I think it's just a project, isn't it?
Yeah, project should be fine.
Okay. All right, thank you both. Thank you, everyone. We talked about committee assignments. Those were discussing finalizing work plan. When is our time frame to have the work plan finalized?
Well, you would want to go before, because before you can move forward with the work plan, you need to have it approved by city council and present it to council. So what's this, November? It would be great if you can have, the document ready by your next meeting. So then you all can approve the finalized document of your work plan, and then we can work to get you on council's agenda. So either January or maybe early February. So that's about the turnaround. So tonight you would need to identify those action items within each focus area that you want to focus on to include into your work plan.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay.
All right. Let's go back to the focus items.
Marquita, for the focus item, while Mary's looking for the focus items, did you update it, like all the notes from we have it in the email?
Yes.
So
Sent the email with, before I start, does everyone have the email with the focus items on?
So the last one, yeah, it was like 4 something maybe that I sent.
The first is the civil and human rights. And we talked about an action item of educational plan. I'm floundering here because we have the focus items, the action items. I don't know if we're clear on, or we're to work this out right now. Of what the things we're going to work on.
And it does not have to be super specific. So you say educational plan, it doesn't have to be like, we're going to educate them on sexual orientation. We're not going to educate them on national origin rights. But if you just have that overarching theme of under civil human rights, we're going to have an educational plan. And then, you have time to figure out exactly what specifically that means.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like an overarching, more high level right now you have to decide on.
Oh, okay. So everyone has so the civil and human rights, there are the action item is the educational plan. Okay, so we don't need all the underneath stuff.
Yeah, not right now.
Okay, the equity and inclusion have 3 items. Create a community-wide equity and inclusion training open to all Raleigh residents. Develop an equity and inclusion checklist for all city events. And develop and execute an equity and inclusion checklist for grant recipients. Fell over that word. And for culture and communications, we have the February Black History event, having another large event, Mayor's Unity Day. So that large event is Mayor's Unity Day, or is that an example of the large event?
No, Mary, what we talked about was hold the February 28th event, which was, I think Marquita said it was about 17,000 or 14,000, right? Last year, about 14,000. So we have this other budget. Correct, Marquita? Is that right?
That's correct for the Mayor's Unity.
14,000. So we have this other bigger budget that we used to use for doing the banquets. So instead of doing the banquets, what we talked about, maybe Dr. Caesar, correct me if I'm wrong, we maybe talked about doing more smaller events in different parts of the community where people cannot get to.
Oh, okay. So that's two different things.
They don't have a way to get to the convention center, let's say.
So that's 2 different things.
Stuff. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Is that right, Dr. Caesar? Did I say it right?
Okay, and partnering with other organizations, specifically the ones that are grantees, to hear their stories, promoting their events. Attending their events and supporting them in more meaningful ways other than just giving them grants. And
coming up with, we were talking about doing events monthly that are about like different cultural things or talks about, just telling stories on a monthly basis, not just in the HRC meeting, but holding like virtual events, let's say.
Yeah,
Like you do with your book club, only not the book club. It'll be
Yeah.
something else, like a cool story of perseverance and how Habitat for Humanity, who we helped, for example, they can come and say what their story was.
we approved this. Did we approve these?
No, you haven't approved them.
All right, okay. So I motion to approve the focus items that we will work on from January 1 to end of June.
I second that motion.
Any comments, discussion, questions?
I know during our conversation in the committee of the focus group I was in, we had mentioned possibly doing something, and I'm not too sure the actual name of the commission. It might be the Fair Housing Commission, but in regards to being involved or just being able to support them now that the bond has been approved, kind of thing, being that we're human relations. And I know we was talking about the checklist that we were talking about.
Yeah.
In our group, but if they had an event or if they wanted to host an event, then we would possibly just somehow kind of collaborate with them. I don't necessarily know where that would go in this conversation, but I did just want to kind of bring that up.
Okay, so we need Byron, how about, we need a calendar just of what things are happening that we can attend? Is that what to support, not just the housing, but other?
I don't think that's a bad idea. Because yeah, we're all here and we have this common interest, but there might be other things and that are covered in other boards and commissions. And now that we are on this, a part of this commission, we can collaborate and kind of, just make sure that, we're kind of being impactful throughout these other commissions and board and just having a larger reach throughout, just different city events, things like that. So.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up.
Orkita, what is the best way to, let's say, for example, the housing committee is having a meeting, let's say tomorrow at 12. How can we find out what these various committees, when their meetings are? And just kind of get to know them a little bit.
Right. So two things come to mind. The first one is that, what was it? Little document I put together for all the 7 boards and commissions that our office covers. And so you have the meeting time and the dates and the links to their site. So that's great. But also I was going to put the link in here to the city's website. They have the event. So events page. So all city meetings, boards and commission meetings, events that are held by boards and commissions, they're put on this events page. And so you can go and you'll see what's there. But that comprehensive list, the closest thing I have is the one that covers the boards and commissions that we serve in our office. That may be a good starting point.
That's a good starting point.
Right. And there's an event that's coming up with the Fair Housing Hearing Board. So I'll make sure to share that with you all. So if there's other like overlapping events that come to my awareness, I'll make sure to share it with you all via email so that you'll know.
Okay, is there a way to have like a drive, our own like Google Drive or something that we can put things on? So instead of keeping up with our emails?
Absolutely. Yes, if you want to create a Google Drive, then that's fine.
Okay.
You said you're tired of me sending all those emails with attachments.
No.
One spot. But yeah, no, that's fine. And also on our end, in the interim, I'll look and reach out to IT and see if there's something that we can do on our end. But right now, it seems like Google Docs is the best Google Drive is the best option.
Okay.
And just a quick question about that. Would that be available to the public, like if they did a FOIA or something like that, or what our sort of privacy settings are as a group, right? Because as a citizen of Raleigh, I can FOIA all sorts of fun stuff and get all sorts of information.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't think about that. I just thought of it as a communication device for us, but would it be open, have to be open to the public?
Not those, if it's like you're prepping for an event or whatnot, that doesn't be open to the public. However, Jim, you raise a good point as far as security and what information should go on that, because Google Drive is not the most secure option for the group. So let me follow up.
Why don't you talk to IT and find out
I'll get back to you all.
Yeah. Okay. So now are we voting? I made a motion. Someone seconded it. Everybody agree with moving forward with these 3 focus areas for us to cover during January to the end of June 30th as our work plan?
I think somebody seconded already.
Yeah, seconded.
Aye.
Now it's aye.
Byron by phone. Aye.
Byron, did you say?
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any nays? Okay, motion carries. Those were the items that I had. Before we get off the phone so for if anyone would like an item to be put under new business, we'd ask that you send in to Marquita and myself before, what was the date
By December the 1st.
Before December the 1st. Just for the fact that we have to post our agenda a week before our meeting. And if an item that you have for new business, I mean, you can bring it up during the meeting too. We can add it to the meeting at the meeting, but if you wanted to get on the calendar or agenda before the meeting, please do that. For our next meeting, it would be before December 1st. That's all I have.
Mary, who made that motion and who seconded it?
I seconded it.
Did you make?
I made the motion.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Action items to be approved and voted upon. We've done that. All right. Anybody have anything else? I think this is going to be a short meeting today. I hear none. I adjourn this meeting at 6:49.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, we have to
make a
Need a
motion.
motion and a second to adjourn.
Okay, I make a motion to adjourn this meeting at 6:50 p.m.
I
Approved?
second the motion.
Okay, Jim, Keith, Jim.
I seconded it.
Got it.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Any comments, questions, please send me an email.
Bye, everyone.
Appreciate you.
All right, good night, everybody.
My first one. Thank
Bye,
you.
I thank you.
Bye.
Bye.